Good morning. I'm Don Williams with Exceptional Home Inspections, and this is my partner here, Brad Williams, actually my son. And we're here to do an inspection, a home inspection on this home, and we're going to go through the process to show you what we do, what we inspect, what we operate, and things that we look for in a home inspection. And actually that process begins as we pull up to the home. We look at the exterior of the home, we look for transitions in the roof line, we look at the wall cladding, we look at things that we'll be on the lookout to actually look a little bit closer at as we go through the process. So let's get started. So here from the exterior, we're going to be looking at the shingles on the roof. Now we'll actually lean a ladder up and get a little bit closer, but what we'll be looking for, any wear and tear on the roofing materials. We'll look at the gutter system to determine, is it operating? Is it actually functioning to direct storm water away from the home? Is it overflowing? Has it pulled away from the house? And then we'll be looking at the wall cladding. Here we have brick veneer, and we have, looks like either a vinyl siding or a hardboard siding. We'll look a little bit closer to see exactly what that is. And then we'll operate this hose faucet here on the outside. To make sure that that functions correctly and that it actually turns off.
I think it's even worth mentioning that we're looking at the different types of materials, because each type of material has some different things you might look for. With brick, we're looking for cracks. If it were hardboard siding or wood siding, we're looking for decay. You know, we're looking at what's been used and kind of comparing that with the era of the home as well. You know, as we pull up, we're saying, you know, when was this home built? What would have been normal? On the house we're looking at here, this is a little bit older home, but as you'll notice, when you get up here, the trim on the house is actually aluminum trim. Well, something that we would know from experience is this wouldn't have been original to this era of house. So this kind of gives us an indication of, okay, when there's aluminum trim hiding old wood trim, we just kind of need to be on the lookout for, you know, any type of hidden decay, because sometimes this stuff is installed over some bad material.
One thing that, talking about the windows that we have noted here, is that the glazing is in not real good condition. It's actually starting to pop away here, and what will happen with that is that moisture will get in. This is pretty thin wood, and moisture will get to the wood itself and start to decay the wood. So another thing that I'm seeing here is actually the grade, and it looks like the gutters have actually overflowed. So they're not, it looks like water is getting behind the gutter. And you see a little bit of a trough where the water is, storm water is actually drained down and actually starting to erode the soil. And you can also see that the grade here is fairly flat. So we'll be looking for issues on the inside. Has this affected the ability for moisture to get into the home? So that's something that we'll look at when we get to the basement of this house.
So one of the things we're looking at on the exterior of the house is the outside portion of the HVAC system. This is where the AC compressor and the exterior coils are located. And we're just kind of looking to get an idea of things. Once you've done this for a while, you can get an idea how old it is. Obviously, we want to know, one, does this match the inside unit? And two, where is this thing at in its life expectancy? And this is our first look at that. You can tell by this unit it's a bit older. We actually come over and check. There is a serial panel usually on these units, kind of hidden over here, and we'll check out those numbers, and then we run those against a database, and we try to get an age on the unit. Find out, does it match the other unit, and is it nearing the end of life expectancy? Manufacturers recommend that you can get about 15 years out of an HVAC system before it needs repair or replacement.
So one thing that we see here right away is the rusting on the cabinet. That's a pretty good indication that it's a older system, just to begin with. And you can see here that the insulation is pretty thin on this refrigerant line and actually missing in this location here.